Introducing the Hosim Moxlin M13 four-wheel drive RC truck. This truck is powered by a 3S LiPo, and I tell you, this truck really moves. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As you guys can see, I have something really cool to take a look at today. This is the Hosim Moxlin M13. This thing looks really great. It's four-wheel drive, brushless, and comes with a really large 3S battery pack. So you can see the box over here. Shows the car on there and some of the stuff on top of it here, including that it has metal oil-filled shocks, which I'll show you guys, and a brushless motor, and it's four-wheel drive. Now, with all the Hosim stuff, when you buy the Hosim stuff, which they typically sell on Amazon, you're going to get a lot of stuff for the price. And this price is pretty good on this thing. I have it listed, the link down in the video description to Amazon if you're interested in picking up this RC truck. You get you get your regular set of tires on the car, but of course you get an extra set of tires. So two total sets of rubber tires on here. And they seem to be pretty decent tires that seem to be pretty grippy as well, from what I tell. You get a little goodies bag here. You get a 3S battery charger. I'll show you the 3S battery in a moment, along with a little dust-proof bag as well. So they always give a lot of stuff with Hosims, like I said. So it's nice to see you get all that stuff. Instruction manual, a little warranty card and stuff like that inside. So I already have the body clips off. A lot of these RC cars now are going with these rubber straps, which I like, so that you don't lose the body pins. So we'll go ahead and take that off. Now there is a power cable that connects to the LED strip bar. I do have that undone. It's right here. This little 2-pin connector, so you're just going to plug that in, and you'll have your LED bar across the top, which you guys will see. Though if I did an intro, I haven't filmed the intro yet, but I might have, and you probably saw it there as well. So here's that big 3S LiPo and everything under here. Let's get a little closer look so you guys can see a little better what I'm looking at here before we get this car outside and run it. Okay guys, let's take a closer look at the RC car here with the body off. Now I took the battery out. It is a big 2600 milliamp 3S LiPo 30C. So this is really huge. Of course, it's going to be very slow to charge with the USB charger. So as I always recommend, I would suggest using a hobby grade charger to get this thing charged way faster. But underneath here, as you can see, we do have an ESC, it looks like receiver combo. So it's a little unusual. Usually we'll see a separate ESC and receiver for an RC car like this. It is combined into one, so that's going to make it a little bit more cost efficient when they manufacture it. But if you wanted to actually swap this out for something different, you're going to have separate ESC and receiver, so that's going to be a little bit less ideal. But here's that plug that plugs into the light bar on top. You can see your motor plugs over here, your cooling fan, here is your antenna, and here's your Dean's plug. So like I said, it's all kind of done into two-in-one combo. Here is our brushless motor. It does have passive cooling on it, so this thing ought to really move. We do have a metal, let my camera focus in here, metal drive shaft between the gearboxes. A lot of metal components. We've got our oil metal filled shocks on here, and these seem really nice. These really well dampened. This ought to be very stable and ought to jump and land very well. We've got just metal components throughout, and what plastics we do have is a compound plastic and not a cheap brittle ABS plastic. So the car ought to be very durable. You've got a nice bumper on the front with dampening on the bumpers. So again, just really nice, well built. Let's take a look at the bottom here and see on the bottom we've got a metal reinforced our chassis here with the plastic going around it. A lot of metal screws and everything. Like I said, not a lot of plastic stuff. Just a lot of things nowadays have gone with a much higher quality build. So if you grew up on the Tamiya stuff like I did, you're more used to the cheaper plastic stuff, and you don't see that so much, which is good because it's going to not be nearly as prone to breaking. And looks like this is your power button right here. So let's get back to the table, and we'll finish up this table portion, and we'll get outside and drive it. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, one of the things we should look at is the controller here, and then we'll get outside and we'll do a little dry review on this RC truck. So your controller is going to be your standard pistol grip. There's not a whole lot to this. It does have your throttle trims and your steering trim, steering reversing, and all that stuff. Typical pistol grip controller, and it takes 4 AA batteries. So not a bad looking little RC control. I do like it as a foam grip as well. That way perspiration and such won't cause it to slip in your hand. A pretty nice little RC car that has all the goodies you expect from Hosim, and a pretty reasonable price on this. Again, all that'll be down in the video description, and if there's any coupons out, I'll make sure to let you guys know to clip those or enter them so you can get this for as cheap as possible. All right, that's enough jibber jabber. Let's get outside now and test this RC car out, so I'll be right back. Okay, let's get the Hosim Moxlin out here and do a little test run in front of the house today. I probably won't do any kind of top speed test today, but I'm sure this thing's gonna really move. Whoa, it really moves. Woo! My goodness. I knew it would, but man, of course, this is on 3S, so not surprising. Look how it rides a wheelie. Wow, it really moves. You have to ease into it. Holy smokes. I knew it'd move, but I didn't know it would be this fast. This is awesome. If you just floor it, you can see it will ride a wheelie. But if you just need to ease into it, yeah, this is great. Whew. This is an awesome RC truck. I can tell you that right off the get-go. It's super fast, but I feel under control with it. Even it rides the wheeler like that, it's not flipping over. So I feel under control. I've not even trimmed this up. You do have throttle trim here, and you have your dual rates on your throttle, your steering, and your steering trim. So you can set your steering diameter. I have it set all the way to max steering radius right now. Yeah, and I need to mow the lawn today, so the grass is very raggedy and tall. So, I mean, it's going through it fine. This grass, if it was shorter, wouldn't be so bad. You can just see it's literally almost like mowing the grass. You see pieces of grass and debris getting thrown out of it. But when you just come to a stop and then you give it throttle, it does struggle a little here. Again, that's because it's not super large of a vehicle, and this grass is very tall. I'm gonna be mowing it today. That's one reason why I've not had any videos on the channel now in over 2 weeks, because we've had extreme heat. This is like top 10 hottest summers already here. Even though we haven't even cracked 100 degrees. It's just been the constant mid-90s and just insanely high humidity. So it's just been, I'm afraid my action camera here, my Osmo Action, whoa, would probably overheat and shut down. But today is awesome. We're in the mid 70s right now, and the cool fronts move through. Man, yeah, this thing is incredible. Kind of has that Baja truck-like look you see it, in the Baja races of Mexico, or a little bit like some of the short course stadium trucks have that kind of look too. Though I don't know exactly which one you'd classify this as. Let's just see here, make sure we got it trimmed up good. Let's see, I think the trim was the far right. So I'm just gonna ease it forward. Looks like it is pulling to the left a little, to the right a little bit. Extremely fast, being all-wheel drive, it's got good power. On these jumps, and we'll do it here in just a second as this car passes. Oh, it's actually just stop before it gets here. I've flipped it a few times here. This ramp, I need a better ramp that's larger. This ramp is kind of hard to hit. You can see I don't hit it square on. end up flipping the truck. I think this thing would be a heck of a jump if I could hit this at full speed. Make sure there's no cars coming. Oh, it ended up upright. But we're gonna end up with some road rash on this body, I'm afraid. I really like as well, it has these kind of amber colored, orangish LED strip bar there. I mentioned that in the table review, but I hadn't turned it on, so I wasn't sure what color it is. We definitely have some road rash here on the plastic. One thing you have to do, I didn't mention, is there'll be this plastic film they always put over these bodies, but then they attach like the lights and the plastic pieces here on top, and you can't pull that off without getting a bunch of shaggy, like, you know, it just looks terrible. So you have to take the lights and these plastic pieces off, then you pull the film off, and that way it looks good. So that's how you'd want to do it. Obviously you can leave it there if you want to, but it doesn't look good if you leave that plastic film. But this thing is so fast, and I'm not worried about breaking anything. It's just really well built with the composite plastics and the metal and such, that kind of stuff. But it does flip a little easier than I like. But I'm afraid that could just be, see it when I hit the ramp square. It's probably just from me not hitting the ramp, you know, square. Whoa. Yeah, I don't know. I think in full speed, the problem is full speed is running to ride a wheelie. So you got to get a good run at it. And then I'm not getting able to do that on my driveway. And I don't want to put the ramp out here in the road because there's just too much traffic. But yeah, see that I gave it full throttle, and I think it probably started to ride a wheelie. You can't really tell it there, and that's causing it to flip. Ideally, you'd want to ease into this. See, that was much better there. See, this truck is not large, but it's just still a bit big for this. Well, now see, that one there didn't look too bad, but I bet the wheels were off the ground. Look at that. There's definitely been some good jumps, but man, this thing is incredible. Let's take it across here in the lot at full speed. See, look how that just flies through, no problem. That's great. It's only whenever you start out in the thick grass with the truck just completely stopped. See, it kind of struggles to get traction in this taller weeds and grass over here. But once it gets the momentum going, this truck absolutely hauls. In terms of top speed on this, I'll have to see if the listing has a top speed estimate. And if it does, I didn't mention that. I'll put an overlay here if I remember. Just about hit the police car. I think that, you know, I'm thinking this is probably somewhere in the 35 miles an hour, I'm gonna guess. 30 to 35. That's just a guess though. I don't know. But this thing is amazing. Just if you're gonna jump this truck, have a bigger ramp, because this ramp's not big enough. All right, looks like the neighbor's gonna get the lawn mowed. It's gonna be too loud. So if you're new to the channel, you like videos like this, please be sure to subscribe. While you're at it, click the bell, that way you're notified when I do get upload new videos. And as always, guys, have an amazing day.